Hey there, guys. So, do you know when your last frost date is where you live? Well, here where I am in Zone 3, Saskatchewan, Canada, our last frost date is usually around May 15th. I like to plant out most of my garden May long weekend. So, if you're kind of thinking about what should you be getting started in March, if you're living in a cold growing zone, Zone 3, 4, 5, then stick around because I'm going to go through all the things we can plant throughout the month of March, starting the beginning all the way to end. We still have lots of time, so stick around. Let's get into it. So as I mentioned, where I am here in Zone 3, Saskatchewan, my last frost date lands about the middle of May. So I always use a simple system like a calendar here, mark my last frost, and then start counting backwards every week and taking us right to the beginning of March. That sets us at 10 weeks before last frost. So it's not to panic. There's a lot of things that people say that you should get started in February, that 10 to 12 weeks, myself included. I got some stuff even started in January just so I can, make videos and share some planting tips with you. But I find that the longer you wait into March, the better, because there's a lot of things here like my onions that are quite overgrown. This is my seedling snail method. This is onions I planted in January. Check out those roots. This is a very healthy seedling snail full of onions. But really, if you haven't started anything yet, it is not too late to start those slow growers like the onions, the leeks, celery, perennial flowers, any of those slow growing things that you think you need to get started sooner. 10 weeks before last frost, still lots of time. So if this is first time joining my channel, my name is Tracy, and as I mentioned, I'm a Zone 3 gardener in Saskatchewan, Canada, and I love to grow food all year round, 12 months of the year. Even though we have that short outdoor growing season, I share on my channel how you can grow food 12 months of the year. And I'd like to invite you to click on the link below to get my 12-month gardening planner, plus a couple other free gardening guides. The link is in the description box below. So as I mentioned, onions, leeks are some of the vegetables that you want to get started now. That first week of March is a good time to get going. Peppers is another thing that you could start that first week of March and still have lots of time. They do have a long, growing season, and with our short outdoor season, you want to get them started soon so that you get a good, well-established pepper plant, and they don't like to go out when it's cold. So you almost usually have to wait until after last frost. Make sure your soil temperature is nice and warm. So I've got a bunch of peppers started that I started middle of February. As you can see, they're just starting to get past that 2-leaf stage. But again, these only took about 10 days to germinate. So if you haven't started peppers, early March is still okay. So I love using the seedling snail method because it's such a great space saver, and it doesn't take a lot of maintenance, doesn't use a lot of soil, and you can get a lot into a small space. I just want to show you what I have going here. Some of the things like petunias that are a little bit slow growing are good to start early March. Pansies, snapdragons. As you can see, I started these back in, I don't have a date on here, but it was end of January. These are white petunias. I thinned this out. That's another great thing about the seedling snail. You can unravel it, thin out the extras, and roll it back up. I could probably unroll this and divide it into 2 snails, but again, it's a good space saver. And I can see that they're starting to set out some blooms, so I definitely don't want that going on. So I'm going to be pinching those off. But if you are wanting to get lots of flowers going indoors so that you can fill your yard and your containers with flowers, this is a good time to start those slow growers, petunias, pansies, perennials. I highly recommend using the winter sowing method for a lot of your perennials as well, which is something that I will be sharing in upcoming videos. But again, not too late to winter sow these things, early March. The workbench in my garage is full of winter sowing jugs all ready to plant up with perennials, slow growing herbs, Cold tolerant brassicas like cabbage and broccoli, cauliflower, those are all good things you can do in the winter sowing method in March. So even mid-March is a safe time for winter sowing because we still have a lot of cold nights, below freezing temperatures, usually all the way into the end of April, and then it starts to warm up. So again, this winter sowing method is a great way to get those brassicas going. Different herbs like your parsley, oregano, thyme. So if you don't have the indoor space to do all of the things you want to get started from seed in March, then try the winter sowing method. So this gets us to mid-March. We've got all the flowers going, onions, peppers, different brassicas. Then we're getting to the time that I love the most, and that is starting tomatoes. Tomatoes are really easy to germinate. They're really easy to start indoors, and they grow fast. And a lot of people tend to start them too early, and they get long and leggy and overgrown, and you're up potting them into pots after pots, and you don't want to put them outside until it is warm enough because they can't tolerate any kind of frost unless you protect them. So I really push people to wait on the tomatoes if you can. I've started them in, early March, end of February, and had so many tomatoes that I didn't know how to manage them. And it's a lot of work to keep them happy and keep those roots happy. And having to up pot them and all that kind of stuff can get to be a lot of work. So I am really encouraging people just to wait till the end of March to start those tomatoes. So end of March is that 6 to 8 weeks before last frost, and that's when all these indoor seed starting plants you got going are taking over your house. Your windows are full. You don't need to use grow lights when you're getting towards the end of March, early April, because there's lots of good strong sunlight coming in from south facing windows. So you can easily start stuff in your windows without having to worry about grow lights. So besides tomatoes, late March is great for lots of herbs like your dill, basil, cilantro, chives, lemon balm. Those faster growing flowers like zinnias, cosmos, marigolds, alyssum, calendula, all of those can be started late March, no problem. And again, this is why I really love doing the seedling snail winter sowing method, because it takes less space, less time, less effort, and it is a great way to get a lot of things going for your garden so you don't have to worry about running to the greenhouse to buy a lot of those seedlings when you can start so many of them yourself in these two different methods. Throughout the month of March, I'll be filming more as I plant up more things, sharing my winter sowing method, my seedling snail method. I also have a amazing bundle that I've created that puts all of these information about these two methods that I love into one spot where you can watch different on-demand videos step by step. I will be filming more of these videos as I go along and taking it all the way to when it's time to harden off these plants and transplant them into the garden. So if you are interested in picking up this bundle, it'll be something of value that you can use every year when it's seed starting time. Just check out the link in the description box below for my Seed to Garden bundle. And also don't forget that I have some of those free gardening guides that you can also pick up, download for free. Link is in the description box below. And just as a reminder, in March, there's things that you don't want to start because it'll be too soon. You'll have big plants, and that's things like cucumbers, squash, pumpkins, beans, corn. A lot of those things, it's better just to direct sow into the soil when the temperature is right. Things like peas and beans, cucumbers don't like to have their roots disturbed, so starting them indoors isn't ideal. I prefer to start a lot of those directly into the soil. I will be getting more into that into April, late April, early May, when it is time to actually get out into the garden. If you're in the cold zones like I am here, zones 3, 4, 5, you know that there's still a lot of snow out there. The ground is frozen. Nothing is going out there for at least probably 6 weeks, depending on what you're planting, and of course 8 to 10 weeks for those more warmer, non-cold tolerant plants. So I just want you to not feel panicked. March is not panic time. March is planning time. Lots of things that you can set out your seeds and plan out, get started maybe next week, mid-March, a few more things, end of March, get into those tomatoes and more faster growing plants, and things will be okay. Do not panic. I'm here to help you if you have any questions in the comments. We also have an amazing gardening community on the school app. Check that out there. You can join this community for free and find out, what other gardeners are doing. We are all about seed starting right now, of course. We have all sorts of information and modules in the classroom that you can reference, and it's a great opportunity to meet gardeners from around the world that are all have, the same problems and pain points that we can chat out together in the community. So check out that link in the description box below. So let me know in the comments what you're going to be starting first this month of March, and keep watching for future videos coming to the channel. I'll be sharing my journey all the way till it's time to be planting outside in the garden. Hope to see you on the next video.